Hi, welcome back to My Mom Life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today I'm showing you how to make chicken and dumplings in the pressure cooker. Let's get started. Here is everything that you need to make these chicken and dumplings. I have 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I had frozen, so they were thawing out. If you hear munching and crunching, it is my baby, I'm sorry. These are the seasonings I have: garlic, parsley, onion powder, and then I like to add in some poultry seasoning, salt and pepper. I have a thing of chicken broth. This is a large 48-ounce thing of chicken broth. And then for the dumplings, I'm using canned biscuits. Now, this recipe is really customizable. You can add in veggies. You can add in homemade dumplings if you want. This is just for a quick, super easy weeknight meal. I have a really good recipe for chicken and dumplings that are completely homemade that my nanny used to make, that are like my all-time favorite. But this would be on a night where I just don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to set the camera up and show you how to make these chicken and dumplings. Okay, so there are so many recipes on chicken and dumplings in the pressure cooker. It's so many different ways. You could brown your chicken first. You could add in onion and garlic and saute first, but this is just a dump, cook, and serve kind of a way of doing it. So I'm gonna add in my chicken. I'm gonna add in my chicken to the pot. And then I like to season the chicken, even though I'm going to be putting chicken broth over it. I don't know, I feel better about seasoning it like this. So I just added some garlic powder and onion powder. I'll have measurements for you down below, but I kind of just eyeball it on the seasoning. I'll try and come up with some measurements for you though. Then I'm going to add in the salt and pepper, and then obviously you can add more to taste once it's done cooking. I like a lot of pepper in my chicken and dumplings. And then I do the parsley flakes last, so I will set those aside. Then we're going to add in our entire container of chicken broth. Whoops. Now for the dumplings, I am going to cut each of these into fourths. So I am going to cut each one of these into fourths, and then we are just going to place them on top like that. Okay, now that I have my dumplings in there, I'm going to pop the lid on, and we are going to pressure cook this on high for 5 minutes, and then I'll let it quit beeping. Once it is done, we're gonna let it sit for 5 minutes, and then we will release the rest of the pressure. Okay, the 5 minutes of cooking has happened, and the 5 minutes of just sitting and naturally releasing pressure has happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and release the rest of the pressure. Now that the cooking is done, I'm going to go ahead and remove the chicken, and I'm just going to, you can either shred it or chop it up. It's easier for me to just chop it up with a knife, but it shreds super easily. If it is too thin for your liking, you can add in a cornstarch slurry, which is just a tablespoon of cornstarch with a tablespoon of warm water. You mix that up before you add it in so that you don't get clumps, and then mix that up, and you can turn your saute function on and it will thicken this up, but I think that it is just fine like this. And like I said, feel free to add in other veggies or anything like that. I like to keep it super simple. If I was going to make like a long, drawn out chicken and dumplings, then I would do my nanny's recipe and I would saute it and cook it, or then I would boil it and cook it for a long time on the stove. But since this is in the pressure cooker, I just like to keep it super simple. So I'm going to cut up my chicken, add it back in, and then it is ready to serve.